Hey, welcome back to the Beaded Jewel, everybody, and guess what I have for you today? First of all, let me say hi and welcome. And I have what you probably all have tried before or have in your stash, jewelry tools. Okay, we're all making jewelry here nowadays. You've seen my videos, and we're looking at this saying, oh geez, more jewelry tools, but this has really impressed me. That's why the only reason why I'm doing the video. And because otherwise, I don't really promote other people's products really. But I want to tell you why in a minute, why this has really helped me in my jewelry making game. And so first, I just wanted to tell you, if you've ever wanted to make beautiful jewelry right at home, this tool set does have everything you need to get started, whatever level you are, beginner, intermediate, advanced. I consider myself advanced. Here are some things that I use these jewelry tools on, and I already have a video of these on my YouTube channel. I use it to make this, and these are wires with all kind of charms on it that require a lot of hand usage. And before I go over each one of these, just let you know, especially if you have arthritis like I have, today is a bad day for my arthritis in my hands. They're swollen, they're hard to move. I'm not going to give you a close-up of that. And as you know, I love making, my jewelry, and I can still do that with these tools. Now, I've been using these tools for a few weeks before I did this video to test them out, because when I do a video, I'm going to give you the good, bad, and ugly. I don't have any ugly on this. I don't have anything negative on this. I really don't. So, let's see. I made some notes that what I love about these products, what work for me. It's, first of all, it's an all-in-one kit for beginners. Let me show you the name on here. It's by a company called Newacalox. The name is on there, right there. Beautiful stand here, and pretty heavy, I must say. But once you set it down in place, it's going to stay there for you. It's not going to shuffle around on your desk. And it saves you money by getting the whole set rather than buying one by one. It's compact. It's easy to store. The handles are durable. They're a comfortable grip, especially for long periods of time. You know how we like to stay in our our craft room making our jewelry. So I tell you, I really like these. So I'm going to go over each one by one here. You probably already know what they are, but I'll tell you what you get in the kit. There is a polishing treatment on them so they don't rust, which is, awesome. Also, some key features that I'll tell you now, for me was the ergonomic design. Okay, I use these a lot. They're lightweight. I notice they're lightweight compared to other ones I've used. It fits in my hand just right. Has the non-skid edges along here, or non-slip, which really helps to reduce hand fatigue during, extended long periods of time when we're making our jewelry. Precision cutting edges, they're really working well for me. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I've used tools before, a ton of tools, but these seem to really just, I think because of my arthritis, I have the osteoarthritis, and this past weekend I used a power tool to trim my bushes out front of my house. Yeah, I do them. They're huge, and my hands have been in pain for the last 3 or 4 days doing that, but look, I can still, if I want to make jewelry, I can still make jewelry, and I have been. So with no pain, no discomfort, So let's go over the pliers. You have your needle nose pliers here. Okay, we have those. And these are really nice. I forget what they're called. Forget what that's called. It is the spring design in there. It's a little spring, very nice. Okay, and you got the bent nose pliers, which I already showed you. I use these a lot. I really use these a lot, and I've been using these. I like to open, get my glasses on. If you work with a lot of thick jump rings like this one, you see where the opening is. Hard to see where the opening is on this. I think it's here. So, you know, and it has the ridges in here, which, you know, actually really hold on. It doesn't slip. It doesn't slip, so it's not going to scratch the surface. And that's how I use it to open it. Oops, sorry. Close it, open it, very easy, effortless. So I love that. Let's see what else we got here. So we got the bent nose, you got your round nose pliers, which we all use those a lot for making loops and stuff. You have your flat nose pliers here. And we have our chain nose pliers. These are really nice. And you have the little cut, you have a cutter there on those. Where else do we have a cutter? Your linesman pliers, we got a cutter there. Right there, there's a cutter. And I like, you know, it has the ridges on both sides, or teeth on both sides, whatever you want to call them. Okay, and then you have your cutter pliers. And then you have your end nippers. There's your end nippers, and these feel good in your hand. For some reason, they don't make my hand tired and achy after I've been working with them all day long. I think that's pretty much it. I highly suggest you definitely purchasing them. They make great gifts. Holidays are coming up. I know for all my jewelry friends, I will definitely be getting them some of these, because they're, you know, they're around my age, the age where, you know, you start getting arthritis. And it happens, as you know, it just happens, it sets in. So if you have any questions and any further questions about these, go ahead and put it down in my comments and I will answer them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and, you know, share the video if you want. And I think that's all I have on this. I am gonna be making more jewelry like the ones I have on here today. I made this with it, that bracelet. I made this necklace here. Don't know if I can get it in here. I will scoot this over a little bit for a minute. Made this necklace with it. You know, this is all wire that you're going to have to cut wire, and I like to use a nice thick heavy wire. So there you go. And you know, the jump rings are thicker heavy duty ones there. You're going to be cutting chain, and these were perfect. They were pretty much flawless. So I highly recommend you getting these. They really feel good in the hands, and I'm not kidding. So try them, let me know what you think. And I'm gonna make, I have a request for another to show how I make the fall bracelet, so I'll be doing that next. And of course I'll be using my new tools. And that's it, everybody. And they also check out their online store. It's on Amazon. I'll leave a link to where you can get everything. They also have sell other items like an overhead magnifying light, which I would actually like to try out and do a review on that, because the one I have now no longer really works well. It kind of flickers on and off. So they have overhead lights. I think the price of these are $35 or $39. I think it's a great deal. You get the holder, you get all these tools, and check out their other items. I'll leave the links below so you know where to get it. And thanks for taking the time to watch the video, everyone. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Alright, folks, and so I got a request to do one of my fall bracelets. It's right here. Someone saw my YouTube when I was showing these, I think my last video, and they wanted a video on how to do it. And it's just a 3-strand right here. So, you know, it's just a 3-strand on wire. So, gonna, you know, everybody does a little different. But I assume it's basically probably the same. And so I'm gonna get started. Now, I don't have any more of these supplies. Kind of out of those, I use those all up. I use those. I love these. I don't know if you can see the colors in here, but these are just gorgeous. So, but some things I do still have. So I'm just going to show you my process for the lady that requested, well, for everybody, of course, but the lady that requested the tutorial for this. So let's get started. Isn't that cute? So, and here's my process. What I basically do is just go through all of my stash, all of my bead boxes, whatever I subscribe to, and anything that I already have, and I pull out, you know, all the colors I need, or all the colors that I think will go with this particular bracelet. So that's what I do, and this is what I found. All these. So I'm gonna, you know, consider maybe using this as a focal. I don't think I will, but because if I do that, I'll have to use something else on the sides here. I don't know, maybe I will. I kind of like that. Don't know if you can see that. We'll see. So I'm definitely going to use those. I'm definitely going to use those. I'm definitely going to use these, because these are the ones that glow in the dark. Don't know if you can see that. So I think these will look really well with this kind of bracelet. And these I have here on the charm, so I'll use that for the charm. I'm turning another light on up here just in case. Oh, that might help a little. So, okay. And then these, I'm not sure if I'm going to use, but I pulled them out. These are really cute. And then these, I did use on another bracelet. So I have 2 fall bracelets. This is my original one that I made. And this is the other one with those right there. So I still have some of these left. And then I have some little carnelian beads, and I have this green bead, which is the one that I used here. And then I have some of these. These are so cute. These are little cat head charms with an AB coating on it. So I'm definitely going to try to use those. And I'm going to use these because I already used these on the original bracelet here. I forget what these are though, so I couldn't tell you. It was bargain bee box, but I can't remember what that is. And then I found these in my stash. I don't know if it's going to make it in, but you have to do 3 strands. So whatever I get in there, definitely going to use these. I doubt if I'm going to use these, but I just pull them out anyway. I'm not sure I'm going to use these. I don't even know what they are. I know I got them recently, but I can't remember what they are. So, and then these are really pretty. I'm going to try to use those. And then, I feel like my little decoration around here, trying to make it, you know, more visual appealing to watch. And then I have these that I did not cut off. So I'm not sure I'm going to use this or not, but it's an option. So I pulled it out of my stash. It's really pretty. These are all pretty. This is really pretty. So you have more. I have more options here. Then I pulled this out of my stash. I could definitely use these on that. These are cute. And let's see what else. These are really cute. Can definitely use these. There's just so much you can do, you know. So I'm probably definitely going to make a variety of these fall bracelets because they're just so cute. Great for gifts. And what else? These two. This one. This is cute. Got that going on. And I thought there was one more here. There's one more. It's got little pumpkins on here. Looks like some fire polished stones on there. So, that's everything. I'm gonna get to work and cut my wire and decide what I'm gonna use, and I will come back and we'll just start stranding that wire up, getting that bracelet done, and I will be right back. And real quick, guys, I just wanted to come back in, and I forgot to show you the box that the Newacalox the Newacalox tools come in. Comes in this nice box for, you know, gift wrapping. You can just wrap it up and put it under the tree. So really nice, strong box here that it comes in. You also get a 1-year warranty and a lifetime customer support here. They also give you the email there for Newacalox. And there you go. Just wanted to show you that real quick. So, great idea for gift giving. Okay, guys, the next step of the bracelet here, I've pretty much did, well, maybe 75% of it already, just to save a lot of time. And remember, again, copying this one I already made here. It's a request. Okay, so I already strung these, and these are about 6 inches. Let's see here. Where's my ruler? Just here we go. Yeah. Okay. So with the clamshells on there, it's about 6.5. It winded up being 6.5. Time I put the last few beads on. Okay, that is 6.5. Okay. And let's see here. And this one is, oops, almost 6 1/4. So sometimes they don't come out exactly the same size, but that's fine. As long as it's very close, otherwise it's not, you know, it's not going to hang right. So So I left this one to do. Let me put my little bead buddy back on there. So I'm using this bead wire right here, and it's a bronze color, 49 strand, 24 and 61. And I tell you, as I'm working with it, it's the bronze is kind of coming off. You know, always assumed Beaded was a high quality product, but as I'm working with it, you know, that bronze color is just coming off, and I can see the silver behind it. So you know, you usually don't see it. I don't think it really matters what color you use, so I won't worry about that anymore. And so other things I needed that I used were my check glass beads in size 11L, and I used those. You can see them right here. Right up in there. So I use some of those, and then I use some of these larger beads here. They're medium size. I forget what size these are. They were just in my stash. I use some of those. They are, I think they're right in there. There. And then I use some bigger ones that I had. See how big they are. I use those on my little charms here, as you can see here. Okay, so I went ahead and made 3 of my charms, and I left one just to show you how I do it, because you know everybody does it differently. And I got some jump rings that I'm going to need to connect this strands onto my toggle clasp right here. Okay, my head pins that I use for the charms has the little bubble on there. I forget how you call them, but those are the head pins that I use. And I don't believe I need any more of these. I will need some jump rings. Let's see. I'll get some of these out. And so crimp beads I used are right here. Standard crimp beads. Clam shells. Okay. And these were my choices of beads to use. So I used pretty much everything except for these. I didn't use those. They just didn't fit in with what I was doing, just didn't go. And I didn't use these because I don't really like these, but it was just a color option. Well, I don't know, I don't like the finish one here. So I'm gonna put my glasses on. Where did I put you? Oh, here they are. And I'm just gonna finish this up here. So my little, there you go. Today is not a day that I should be making jewelry. You know, you ever have those days? This is not one of them, but I need to get this finished. For the client that sent me these wonderful tools to use, the Newacalox tools. So, let's see. Put my tube on. So today's not a day making jewelry because my arthritis in my hands is really acting up. It's really not a good day. So now I do my crimps differently. Otherwise I have a lot of pain in my hand, as you can see. I don't know if you want to see how I'm doing it. I don't fold it over. It's just too difficult on my hands to do that. You know, I know how to do it the right way, but I can't do it that way. And I don't seem to have any issues with this. Or if you have a better tip, I'd be glad to hear it. So I just flatten it out. That's the best I can do with my arthritic hands. And I'm gonna take my cutters here. Gotta use this for this. I'm just gonna take a little bit off, and I do that. I close that down, and then I take the front part there and I just go like that. That way it won't collapse that clamshell, and it closes it just fine. So that's done. And the other end. I waste a lot of wire, but I'd rather have it longer than dealing with, you know, it not being long enough. Okay, got that nice and open. Oops. Come on. Today's just one of those days with my hands. I can't, sorry to be complaining, but I just can't feel anything in them. Just can't hold on to anything. So, just going to do this. Hope that's okay. Yeah, it's good. Just making sure it can bend. Okay. Yeah. Just gonna cut that off. And just gonna close that up. And there we go with that. And then this. Let's get this going. I can use my Newacalox tools for this. Get this out of the way. I'm just gonna fold this over. Everybody does it differently. I do it what's easiest for my hands, so sorry if you don't, you know, do it that way. And I'll use this and cut it, that's fine. Sometimes it cuts it a little short, or I cut it a little short rather. And it's going to go in and get that going. Come on. Okay. Pretty good. Let's play around with that. I'll close that a little better when I get it on the jump ring. My gosh, nothing wants to work for me today. Come on. I'm just going to close it. There we go. It's not too bad considering. So I have that done. And I'm going to get my jump rings on here and get this together. And I will be right back. I'm going to get this almost completed here. And I will come back when I have just a little bit to do, so you can kind of, you know, the video is already too long. So I will be right back. Okay, so I'm just putting the jump ring on. I got this one on here like this. I got another jump ring attached to it. And then I'll just have to attach the clasp. So this is how I did it. I put, you know, the focal one in the middle there, just so you know. But really, you know, you just kind of throw the beads on there, whatever you want, and it comes out looking great, you know. It doesn't take a lot of time to do these. But the thing with it is that using everything just really usually doesn't hurt my hands as bad, but I don't know why my hands are hurting really bad today. So, no, I'm a weaver. As I've said before, I do the bead weaving. Okay. And this doesn't cause me pain in my hands. So it's a needle, some fishing line thread basically, and there you go. This is usually what I do, but I branched out into doing bead and wire because I like that too. So, you know, but this takes many more hours to make this. And these, you know, you just throw some beads on a wire and it looks great. And, you know, it really, in my opinion, doesn't really take any time. I think the longest part of this is color coordinating what you want to use, the beads. So, let's see. And I like to use these tools to open my jump rings because it works best for my hands. So I'll throw another one on there. I'm gonna have to put this on the side here. I wasn't crazy about using these half moons here, but I went ahead and used it anyway. See how this goes. And then you just slide them on. Four seems to be the perfect number for these charms on here. I tried it with 3 and it just didn't look right. So go, and then you just have to kind of play with it. Gonna close it here. Okay, so that was very easy getting that toggle on, and just want to, there you go. Just make sure you use small beads. The smaller the beads, the better, which I need to remember that. Like, now this is one made, so it's a stretch bracelet. Smaller beads is really what you want to stick to. But I like these too. So, let's see. Let's see if I can get it on. here it is, as you can see. And that's how it is supposed to lay. You can play with it, that's what it's for. Lay the beads down how you want. But that's it. This is a little tight for my wrist, but it doesn't shift around, so I like it. And I like those glow-in-the-dark beads I have there. Let's see if they really glow in the dark. There they go. Well, I think it's starting. They do glow in the dark. Let me see. Hold on there. Can we see it? Yep. There we go. Okay, we got some glow in the dark beads. Let me turn this other one on. There we go. So these are really cute. You have to play around with it. But I would definitely probably use smaller beads. I still like them. People seem to like these bulkier ones a lot better. Let me get this back off here if I can. So there you go. So play with, I'm getting a little closer. Play around with your beads. This is a great project for like using your extra stash that you have laying around somewhere. Just pull out the right colors and there you go. So I think that's it. I hope you try to make this bracelet and let me know what you think in the comments. Now here's one with smaller size beads. I'll put it in the middle here so you can see the difference. But I don't know. I keep saying play around with it, and I just love them. You just kind of, you know, start making your holiday gifts. Let me know what you think in the comments. Get yourself some Newacalox tools. Really helped. And that's what I used to make this bracelet right here. So I have another fall bracelet. That's pretty. Very pretty. Alright folks, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching the video, taking the time to watch it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit that thumbs up button because that would help me out a great deal. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody.